Welcome back to the Vendors Table, ladies and gentlemen. I'm MC Midday. Today I'm joined by two fellow MCs, by Randy, the Bilingual MC.
Yes, bro. Come on.
And David Agyeman, Mr. Dance.
Mr. Energy, Mr. Your auntie's favourite MC, bro. He's the one.
He's the Energy King still. How you guys doing?
Yeah, man.
Oh, good, man. Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, thanks for having us, bro.
Pleasure
Happy
having
to be
you
here.
down here. So we're gonna, in fact, let me allow you guys to do your introduction. So, Randy, what do you do in the wedding industry and why weddings?
Yeah. So my name is Randy, aka the Bilingual MC. What I do, I'm a wedding MC. Also, like I said, we've got a company where we do coordination and planning, and we sorts out vendors as well. So like DJs, photographers, videographers, as well as hospitality staff as well. Because the idea was, listen, I went to so many weddings where I was seeing like people getting their church members, their family members to like, even when my own sister got married, like I realized, bro, I actually didn't enjoy it, bro. Like I actually did not enjoy it. Someone else should have done this job.
Yeah.
So I realized that, listen, it's better to pay the professionals to do all that stuff like the planning, coordination, serving drinks, removing of plates, or ushering people to their tables, whilst your family members, your close ones, can just sit down and just enjoy. Do you know what I mean? Because there's, they're there to enjoy it. And, by the time you do all this serving stuff, you haven't enjoyed. Do you know what I mean? So that's what we're doing now. And why weddings? To be fair, I think I pretty much started like everyone else. I think I was just the guy that will get called up on to say, oh, you know what? You got this character. We're having a fashion show. We're having a youth talent, or we're having a youth this and that. Can you lead it? And I can't lie. Every time I did it, I actually enjoyed myself. And I was thinking, but I didn't know it was a thing that you could actually get called upon professionally to come and do it. As time went on, I think some of my friends started telling me, bro, you can actually do this and go out, and people are willing to give you a little something for it. I was like, nah, man, no one wants to. Do you know what I mean? So started off, like I said, gradually, like, I remember my first couple of gigs, did them, and I'm like, oh, this is all right. Then, do you know what? I have to give credit where credit's due. Shout out Eddie Caddy still. He was actually started telling me like, yeah, you know what? You could actually get a little change for this and that. And then I remember telling him, so how much are we talking? Then he told me, I was like, at the time I was like, hey. So and then it just went from there, man. And then we're here now. And again, my niche is obviously everyone's different. Like, because I'm bilingual, coming from Congo, so I speak French, Lingala, and English. So I cater for everyone. But then, obviously, if you're getting married, you're Nigerian now, or you're Ghanaian, you're from Jamaica, and your partner is now from one French-speaking country somewhere, and you're gonna have the other half of the family coming in. They're not gonna understand. So me, I'm there. And in the same way, if you just need an MC to just basically run through the program and everything, I'm there as well. So in a nutshell, that's really it, without monopolizing the word.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool, man.
David, you as well?
Yeah, so David Agyeman, I'm a MC, wedding MC. Some people call me Adge. People don't know that though. But I don't really put it out there that much, but I should. So if you watch this, people call me Adge. So you can call me that. What's the question again?
What do you do in the wedding industry?
Cool.
And why weddings?
I'm MC, and why weddings? Why the wedding industry? I kind of fell into it. I kind of fell into it. When I decided to be an MC, I was trying to go more like the YouTube route.
Okay.
Want to be on TV, and
Okay,
I still do, but I remember speaking to actually similarish, speaking to Mr. Tando, shout out to Mr. Tando, and speaking to Simply Andy.
Okay,
Shout out to them, both of them too. And I was like, thinking about it. It looks fun over there. What's it like over there?
What's it like over there?
Yeah, what's it like over there? You look like you're having fun.
Yeah.
And encouraged me like, yeah, bro, you'll be sick in this thing.
Yeah,
Come and do it.
Yeah, right. Still.
So I was like, okay, let me go do one. Let me see. So I did the one, and then I kind of feel like I just got just took over. Like, do you know what I mean?
Just ran with it.
Just ran with it, and then just the phone calls are coming in, the demand was there, so it's just kind of a case of Oh, here I am.
Tell them why the demand is there, though. Like, they were like, who's this guy that can just move like this? And it's funny. Yeah, we won it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
How did you get your first booking?
How did I get my first booking? One of my friends asked me, he was like, "Oh, do you want to do my wedding?"
Oh, okay.
So I was like, "All right, cool."
What about you?
Yeah, same, you know, like I said, growing up in the church, I was always that guy, like youth event, whatever.
Okay, fine, yeah.
So I remember like, how did I get my first wedding? Do you know what? It's funny enough, I wouldn't say, I used to actually message people and say, look, I want to be an MC. Like I said, like him as well. Like, for example, my goal is to still be an all-round presenter.
Of course.
Like, I just don't want to just do the wedding MC. So the all-round presenter, so whatever event you got, presenting, TV, whatever. So like, I think how I got my first gig was, I remember I used to just message people, then, you know, just say, look, if you got an event, I'm doing this and that, and I'll get heartbroken when they'll choose someone else. I'll be like, how dare you? Like, come on, man. But I think it wasn't, I think someone asked me to do some fashion show.
Okay.
I did that fashion show like 2 years or 3 years running, and out of that fashion show, then someone just asked me to do their wedding. And I was like, you want me to do your wedding? Okay. £100. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't expect them to be like, I thought that they were going to be like, £100 what? I was like, £100? Yeah. And then they're like, oh, okay, all right. So it just went from there. Yeah. So I did fashion shows first.
Yeah.
I did fashion shows. I did like 4 or 5 of them or 6 of them. And then everyone was just like, oh, he's quite good, he's different, blah, blah, blah. Then out of that, when first wedding came, got my first, you know, change. I was like, yes. And then just went from there. Then someone else saw me from that wedding and asked me to do it.
Effect.
And then this industry is word of mouth, man.
Yeah, word of mouth. So much further than anything
before
else.
the Insta, before we could do reels and videos, it was just word of mouth. Do you know what I mean? It was just
word of mouth carries a lot more power as well. I think if they hear someone say, no, this guy's good, they'll be like more inclined to check you out and lean in.
Yeah, that was about it. And then, but yeah, it was like, I saw you at so-and-so's wedding. So I remember my first couple of weddings will be like that. So I saw you at my friend's wedding, I was a bridesmaid or something like that. Then now I want you for my wedding, and then so on and so forth. And then you had the battle of like, oh, but you did so-and-so wedding for this much. How come you're? I was like, because that was my only gig for the year. Like now I'm 10 gigs deep. Like I'm experienced now.
Yesterday's price.
I can ask you for £15. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, but
ain't charging £100 no more.
It's not like that no more, man.
But yeah, this word of mouth, man. Word of mouth.
Lovely.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna kick it off with a bit of wedding trivia.
Okay.
So there's 5 questions.
Jeez.
The only rule is you have to wait until the question is finished before you answer.
Cool. Do we take it in turns?
No, you're against each other.
Oh, wow.
So just shout out the answer.
You should have got a buzzer.
That's it. All right, cool. Come on.
You shout out the answer when you've got it. You have to wait until the question's finished.
Okay.
Yeah? All right, cool. First question. On the wedding day, what item does the groom lift up to kiss his wife?
The veil.
To kiss his wife.
Glitching.
I was thinking, where's he kissing his wife? I thought, yeah, the right place.
Yeah, good one.
man.
David's one up. What is the name of the dining style where people queue for their food?
Buffet.
Ooh, yeah, Randy's.
Yeah. You got the B before I got the B.
1-1. What is the title given to a woman that is engaged to marry?
Fiance.
Randy.
I was going to say Mrs.
All right. Where would a couple place their wish list for guests?
On the internet, on their
Amazon,
page.
I don't know, website. On their website.
There's a name I'm looking for. Begins with R.
What? It begins with...
Where would they put their wish list?
Yeah.
Begins with R.
Nah, bro. Where's this one? Like,
You're kind of there, basically. Registry.
Registry. What?
Registry. Oh, wait, is it?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I don't even know
It's
that.
online registry. But you said both said online.
Online registry. Bro.
I thought it was rather on their
Website.
Like, everyone has
Yeah,
their
on the
webpage.
website, yeah, but it's called a registry on the website.
Oh,
Online
Yeah.
registry. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
We learn something new every day. We learn something new every
Yeah,
day.
we do. For real.
All right, so we got what? We're 2-1
2-1
still. So next question. What is the name of the act when someone asks another person to marry them?
Proposal. You was trying to say marriage proposal, but bro, it's quick. Full name. Proposal, bro.
The full name, and I was finished.
Yeah, so we give Randy the win for that one. Hey.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
All right, let's get into it. So we're talking all things MCs today.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
What does an MC bring? What's the difference between an MC and just like getting one of your? You know, people like sometimes they just get their friend to do it. Their friend's got a bit of jokes. Oh, you can do it.
I'll let Aj answer that
Yeah.
one.
All right. Cool. For me, I think it's a few things. Yeah. So first of all, when you're letting someone who's a family member do it, you have to remember that they're there to have fun as well. So it's a difference between someone who's there and that's their job, and someone who's there and it's kind of like, well, this is my family too, and I also want to have fun.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes it might look like the role of an MC is like just really fun. Everyone else says to me, "Oh, bro, you shouldn't even pay for this, man. You're having too much fun."
Yeah.
And my job is to appear that I'm having fun, and I am too.
Yeah.
I'm not faking it, but. You know, there are times where, and I'm sure both of you have seen this before. As the MC, you are the face of the day, right? So that works in both ways. That works in good and in bad.
Yeah.
You know? So if there's no toilet roll in the bathroom, who they coming to? You.
Yeah.
If it's too cold, it's you.
Yeah.
If it's too hot, it's you.
Yeah.
If they haven't eaten, it's you. Do you get what I mean? If they have diabetes, their child hasn't eaten all day, it's you.
Yeah. Facts. Facts.
That's factual. Can I go first? Like, especially,
I learned that one as well.
Yeah. Like, you know, if they haven't had anything to drink, it's you. If the bride and groom are late to come to the reception, it's you. Like, everything is you. Now, that type of pressure that comes on from that side, you also now need to take that on, deal with them very nicely, and also bring entertainment to the day. Now, if you're not a professional and you're doing that and you're a family friend, you're going to just get upset. You're going to get angry.
Overwhelmed.
And you're going to get overwhelmed and you're not going to be able to deliver. That's number one. Number two, you might have a family. You have to understand as well that, like, you know, public speaking is said to be the most feared thing. Like, some people fear public speaking over death, you know?
It is quite frightening, to stand in front of people.
Yeah.
And,
do you know what I find? I find
man.
speaking, like I find MC and speaking to a group of people easier than speaking to someone one-on-one.
I hear that. I hear that. Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah.
And like, I'm just like, in fact, more time I'm looking over everybody's heads.
Okay,
So I'm not directly speaking to any one person.
Okay.
And then maybe if I can see somebody's relating to what I'm saying,
it's
me and you having a conversation now.
But for people to actually stand in front, because think about it, you've entered into, you've gone to a 500 people wedding, one man or woman, and you don't know any of these people. They've come and maybe things have ran late from before. They're here now. They're hungry.
They got to feed off you. Yeah.
They've all got to feed off you, this one man, and you need to control 500 people. And you've really, let's be real, you've got about 30 seconds to really see if they're going to respect you or not respect you.
100%.
You've got long.
Yeah.
That first
When the
intros.
member-
That first intro, you're going to
key.
know.
Yeah.
And, you know, to actually break that ice and do that and then carry the rest of the day, it is very scary for a lot of people. Like, a lot of people might see you do it and say, "Oh, that looks easy,"
Which they do. A lot of people do
they
think
do.
that. Yeah.
Or like later on, when it's a party time, they might try and take the mic and they want to say a couple of things and you get excited about that. But actually, if you said to them, you know what, do the whole wedding here. Start the wedding.
Yeah.
A lot of people wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah.
And there is that difference, you know. I think sometimes in theory, it feels like, oh, that's easy. He made it look so easy. Randy made it look so easy. Like, if Randy could do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Actually, when you go up there, it's not. You know? So I don't want to say all, but that's definitely a start of what I'd say is, you know, the difference. So, my bro.
Yeah, no. I think it's similar. I do agree. Just to echo what my brother just said. I think everybody thinks something is easy until they have to do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you see someone doing something, you're like, oh, that's easy. I can do that as well. We've seen it this year with a lot of people thinking coordinating a wedding is easy, or planning a wedding is easy, or even being an MC, being a DJ is easy. So everybody thinks they can do something until it's their turn to do it. So I think for me, the key is that you can't hold really that family member or friend accountable when things go wrong or when they're having fun. You can't really turn around and say to them, you're really meant to be working, because at the end of the day, they're your guests as well. So they're there to have a good time.
Yeah.
So if they don't do it properly, or it's now time for them to announce something, they've gone out, they've gone to the toilet, or they're just there talking to someone, or I've been to weddings where like people have got like, church members to help out with ushering, hospitality staff, or they've got their brother to do the MC and stuff like that. And it's like, you've got, as an MC, you got to maintain a certain type of energy. There's a time where it kind of drops, and then as an MC, you got to always make sure that it's at a certain level. And then, because it's your brother now, how are you gonna go to your brother and say, listen, like, do this, that, do that, and without the brother feeling like, hold on a second, you're not even paying me for this. Like, I'm here to be your guest. So it's very rare. I've seen weddings in the same way where they have family members that will do anything for them, that will go hard, but that's very rare. Very, very rare.
Yeah,
so the difference between having a professional doing it is that that's that person's job. They're there to work. Do you know what I'm saying? They're there to work. So they have to obviously remain professional at the same all times, and they have to ensure that your event is running smoothly. So I feel like as an MC, the success of your event falls on me. Like, I have to make sure that everything that I'm meant to be doing is done before I can go home and and chop your money. So like literally that's how I see it. So that is the big difference. And I always advise people to get professionals to do it. Obviously, unless you're trying to save money or whatnot, but if you can, always go for the professionals in the industry to do it. So that way that everything's going to be done to the best quality that it's supposed to be.
Agreed. And just to add to that as well, I feel like, and this is something I say to a lot of clients as well, even if they don't pick me, like, I just say, look, like, your wedding, if it's your birthday, get your brother or your friend if you want, yeah? But your wedding day, do that by God's grace.
Yeah.
You do that once.
There's only one, yeah.
You do that one time, yeah? And I understand, I don't think there is a wedding couple. I don't think there is a wedding couple that is not trying to manage the budget. Everyone's trying to manage their budget. But there's some things, and I'm sure, to be honest, every vendor will probably say this about their own thing as well. Yeah. So I understand I might be being biased here. Yeah. I don't think I am, but I might be. Yeah. Like, there are certain vendors that you must make sure you get the right one for. Now, so as an MC, I think we are vendors that a professional is needed. Why? Because we carry the day. I don't know about you, like, but I've been to weddings where there's an MC who is dead. Yeah. And it's killed the day. Yeah. Something like a DJ as well. I've been to weddings where the whole day went well and then the DJ was dead and then it just went back down again. Do you get what I'm saying? So there's certain vendors, and there's others as well, but there's certain vendors that, in my opinion, if you get one that's not good, there's no matter what you can, nothing you can do. It's done.
But I don't feel like there are many vendors where you can risk them not being good.
Oh, my friend, there is. My friend, there is. Because remember, like I said, the key thing that we said now is that everybody thinks they can do the job. Do you know the amount of people that are coming out, calling themselves videographers, photographers, and then they're saying to you 6 weeks turnover, and then couples are not getting their videos until after 6 months, 7 months, and things like that. So one thing I'm here to say, as we're talking about MCs, is like there's always the right group of people that you can trust. I'm not talking about one person. There's a group of quality vendors that you can call upon. There's like the elite. You have the elite that like, listen, if I got this person filming my wedding, there's no problem. I've got this person taking pictures of my wedding, there's no problem. Got this person coordinating my wedding, it's going to be lit. I got this person MCing at my wedding, it's going to be lit. But the problem is, I think people need to understand that not every wedding's the same. So just because you saw that, I don't know, David was a certain style at this person's wedding, he probably matched their personality and the type of guests that they had. So now they probably required a lot of David's energy to do a lot of, I don't know, comical stuff, or I don't know, whatever that he had to do to suit that particular crowd. Now you've got priests and pastors and apostles coming and stuff like that. So of course he's not going to do the same thing that he did with the Litty committee. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? So he's going to have to adjust. So that's all people need to understand. When you call upon the professionals, you also need to understand that someone else's wedding isn't necessarily your wedding. So you got to understand that your wedding is going to be different from that person's wedding, they're still gonna execute their job. They're still gonna do it properly, but it's like it's gonna be adjusted to the guests that you have.
Exactly
so I think there is a list, or there is a group of elite vendors in every category, whether it's photography, videography, MCs. There is a group of elite that you can call upon, and those are people that that the amount of weddings they've done, they've seen it all. Like they know, like, okay, right now this is going left. This is what I'm gonna have to do to improvise. This is what I'm gonna have to do to keep it going. And in the same way, the industry's so big that there's weddings every single day, every single weekend. So obviously everyone can't do this, weddings, the same ones that you're. So obviously there's other people coming up now, and so for me, it's like when you're calling upon people or you're giving people opportunities, get to know them, get to know a little bit about them. And obviously everyone takes chances, because sometimes people book you and they haven't necessarily seen you. They're going off of the fact that you can just do the job. Do you know what I'm saying? But like, get to know who you're booking. And like I said, like luckily we have a network where we can say, look, like I'll give you an example. There was a wedding that was meant to be a French and English person coming together, and the planner wanted Mr. Tando to do it. And he was like, bro, I don't speak a word of French. Like, why am I going to come and do that? He was like, but I know a guy that speaks French, and that'll be able to cater for. So he hit me up, and then we was able to work like that. So luckily we have a network where we can say, someone comes to me and I can say,
you might not be a good match for me, but I know
it sounds like you're looking for A dot.
Yeah,
it really sounds like you're looking for A dot, not me. So I'm a. Do you know what I mean? And so we can do that now, and I think that's the beauty of the networking and coming together now. But I would say there is a group of elite vendors that
There definitely is, but that group of elite vendors always comes with a price tag, though, doesn't it?
It does.
And it depends on where or what level of importance you put that vendor.
Yeah,
which will depend how much you're willing to spend on.
So to what you're saying earlier as well, I guess I guess it comes down to what you just said in terms of there is a priority list of the things that you as a person would want to prioritize. Some people will prioritize video and photography over everything. Yeah, because they want to see the videos and photos for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Some people, they don't want that. They just want the day to be lit.
Yeah. And they'll pay whatever.
That's decoration, DJ, production.
That's what they want.
Like,
Do you know what I'm saying? And you need to know who you are. Now, if you know that you're a person who you want the day itself to be lit, you need to know. You need to make sure you're calling on the right people.
Yeah.
If you're like, because there are some people who are like, bro, I don't really care much about the reception.
Yeah.
I'm married to my missus, or I'm married to my husband. That's all I wanted. I just want my family to be in a room, eat a bit of music. It doesn't mean to be loud. I'm cool. That's some people.
Yeah.
And that's okay, But then there's some people that I want
it to be a rave.
I want I want a movie. I want a movie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Enough time.
Yeah.
They want a movie, then they call the correct actors to come
Yeah.
do the thing, you know what I'm saying? So man.
Yeah, that's true.
What's the best and worst parts about being an MC?
Oof. I think the best part is knowing that you're bringing smiles on so many people's. I think for me, just seeing everybody having a good time, bringing that, facilitating that, that is the best feeling ever. Yeah. Just knowing that what you're saying is having an impact on how people feel. Like that's just amazing. Like you're standing up there. And just by saying good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and you see the good evening,
getting the feedback,
or sometimes you have to say it 2-3 times because it's like as if they're not hearing this. They just want you to get to the part where you're saying now it's buffet time or whatever. But I think for me, as much as I enjoy being an MC, I always remind myself that I'm not the star of the show. The star of the show is still the bride and groom.
Yes.
So I always. Whatever I do is always back to them because people are there to see them. I'm just playing a part. I'm just tagging along.
See, this is a good MC. This is a good MC. Because honestly, sometimes you know what? Sometimes you will have people who. It's easy as an MC to feel like you're the star of the show.
Yeah, it's about them, man. It's about
them. Yeah. That's so key, bro.
Yeah, it's about them because at the end of the day, people are there to see them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So that's why I always tell couples when they're like, when we have consultation, they're just like, you're gonna. I was like, look, I can do all the games in the world. It's gonna come to a point where your guests are gonna think, you was very funny. Thank you for having us. But when is the bride and groom coming out? We're kind of not here for you. Like, we're here for them.
Yeah,
You know what I'm trying to say? And even if we speak to DJs, there's kind of certain songs that they don't play until the bride and groom are on the dance floor. Because, do you know what I mean? They need to enjoy as well.
They need to enjoy,
so I think the best part is just knowing that obviously you're there, facilitating that people's night, making them feel comfortable, making them feel, because some people come to weddings by themselves, some people, and then when you do things like icebreakers and you get them to mingle and you know they might find someone to tag along with, that's nice. The worst part, I would say there's not many, there's a lot of highs, but some of it is just like, you know, when everybody thinks that what can I say, the worst part, to be fair, there's not many worst parts though. Like, if I'm really honest, there's not many worst parts. It's just that when I have told you should have got someone to coordinate this wedding and you didn't. Now I'm here coordinating your wedding. Yeah. But you haven't really filled me into, like, I'm there using my experience to navigate through things. But in the end, I'm thinking, now you owe me £1,000. Because, do you know what I'm trying to say? Because I've just done...
You've done 2 jobs.
I would say sometimes that's the worst part. Yeah. But I think there's a lot of highs more than lows.
Definitely a lot more highs than lows.
Yeah. Okay. I was triggered there.
It's traumatic.
That is traumatic. Okay, so best parts, I'd agree. I think, you know, especially in the way life is now, there's a lot of people who are anxious, are depressed. There's so many things to be sad about. Yeah. And to be a part of a day that is so special and to almost lead that half of the day, the reception. You are the leader. You know? And to be able to lead that and see so many people filled with joy, you know, family come together who might not even know each other. Yeah, but in the end, they're just, And by the end, it's like they've known each other, you know? And to know that you was a part of that and you was the one who was not you didn't make it happen, but you was blessed enough to be the one that was chosen to be here to do this, you know, is such a fantastic thing. I agree that some of the worst parts, I would say I agree when sometimes, you know, you're not able to fully do your job because you're doing someone else's job. And it hurts because like you want, and I think we all feel the same way. Like we were speaking about this before we started recording that, you know, if a day doesn't go so well, I feel bad myself. It might not even have nothing to do with me, but I feel bad. Like, I remember some weddings where after I just sat in my car, you know what? I just sat in the car. I just left. I sat in the car. I was just sitting there for like 30 minutes. Like, should I be doing this? Is that bad? Because I care that much.
It's me thinking I was the only one. You know, I got home literally thinking, man, like.
A day.
I think this is it. I think I'm done. But you know what I mean? Because you're just thinking to yourself, you know what? Like me personally, like I've got a saying. This is what I've been saying to myself the other day. I owe it to myself to deliver because we meet different type of clients and people that have worked to save up for this big day and stuff like that. Like, for example, I say, look, my clientele, they're not necessarily millionaires. They're not necessarily like people that. So that £10 that they're giving you is hard-earned £10 that they've worked hard for. So when I'm coming in there, it's not like I'm just collecting. I feel like I need to deliver. I need to give you your money's worth. Do you know what I'm saying? And beyond. So like what David said, sometimes I feel bad because when I'm there and I'm thinking, I'm looking at how everyone else is treating the day with like not so much importance. Like it's like, why am I the only one here
who cares this
much? You should too, because I know for a fact, like you charge this much or whatever, unless you're doing it for free, but I know no one here is doing it for free. So why are you treating this day like this? You know what I'm trying to say? And that hurts. And sometimes even I would speak even to the guests. If they invite you to the wedding, to a wedding, you're there to help those people create memories for what it is, the best day, one of the best days of their lives. So sometimes bring the right vibes, innit? Like don't come and be all stuck up and this and that. And look, like it just come, be merry, be like help create an atmosphere or just joy. Do you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I'll be thinking, so you've come to the wedding, you dressed up, you've come, you chopped chicken, jollof, you even taken takeaway.
You've been
the
drunk
worst.
two supermotes.
You're even taking takeaway. You even requesting. You even had all these demands.
Yeah.
At the end of it, only for you to sit down as if you came to bury someone. I find that rude. And I think sometimes that's also a sad part when people come on a vibe of where I have to ask myself, are you really happy for this person or not? Like, because the vibe that you're giving is as if you're not really. So sometimes that plays a part as well. So like, you know, just come, you know, people, that goes to couples. Be mindful of who you're inviting. Don't just invite people for the sake of inviting them to fill in the seats. Invite people that you got to ask yourself, would I go to a date with this person one-to-one? Like, if the answer is no, then probably that person don't need to be there, because sometimes people just come in to fill in the gaps and then...
Yeah, you need people.
You know what I mean? Like, so sometimes, like what David says, sometimes you're there, you're thinking, this gig doesn't stress me, or like, because you just, not because of you, but because of how everyone else just treated the day.
The vibe.
Do you know what I mean?
You know, a lot that goes on outside it that we don't really got control.
Because we carry this, like that wedding, I'll treat every gig like as if it was my last, because I feel like it's such a blessing. It could be anyone, but you chose me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna treat this one as if it's my last gig. So I'll give everything that I never go to gigs feeling half-hearted or like, oh, this one is 200 people. I like 500 people wedding, so I'm gonna I treat every single one of them the same.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
even like the best lesson that we had was when it was COVID, and then they had to do 30 people weddings.
Yeah.
I remember walking into the first one, it was like a dinner type of thing, and I was like, right, this is a real test, bro. You call yourself an MC, right? Here you go then. Here you go then. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it was a real test.
There's 30 people there, you're like, so you gotta make them laugh, and it was tough. No, just said, So sometimes, like the vibes, you know, check who you're inviting, because that really plays a part.
Yeah, because sometimes like I've had it where you have like a couple that wants like a high energy day, but 80% of their guests are aunties and uncles.
I'm not high energy, yeah.
Don't get it twisted, you got some lit aunties and uncles though, you know,
No,
but it's rare. It's rare.
Yeah, it's
very
not often
rare
though.
It's very rare. You meet them often at trads, because the trad is about them, innit?
Yeah.
So
that's their day.
I always say like, you know, if you want like your wedding day to kind of be balanced, then oftentimes let the aunties and uncles have their way during the traditional. Just make it about them. And then during your religious or white wedding, then you can sort of say, this is mine now. Because they've had their time to enjoy it. And then that way you can, again, it just goes down to who you're inviting. Like me, I'm just fortunate, for example, I've even thinking my family's up to hire, you know, if anyone needs like their wedding to be lit, like my family's, you can hire us. Like you know what, I'm just blessed because sometimes it starts with you as well.
Yeah.
So like bridal party, your own family, even yourself as a bride and groom, if you showing that you're really happy, you might be shy, but if they just seeing the smile on your face, they just seeing that, you know, you're giving that vibe that, you know, that you're really happy that they're here as well. So sometimes people feel it takes two, innit, to tangle. That's all I can say really. But
I just want to touch on that point that you mentioned earlier about the fact that if there's no coordinator, we're basically doing two jobs.
I
think the two vendors that we work closest with is probably a coordinator and the DJ. Coordinator. I feel like there's some things that,
or planner, do we say?
Planner, coordinator. Yeah, there's some things that need to be happening whilst I'm on stage.
Absolutely.
That the coordinator needs to do. And if there's no coordinator there,
how? A good coordinator will just make life easy for you. Like as a couple, as a vendor, a good coordinator will make life easy for you. In the same way how some awkward ones can make it awkward as well. I know that we got videographers in here, they'll tell you like the guy's trying to do this angle, but they're coming to tell them, no, I haven't got enough shots. Like, so you know what I mean? Like a good one will always make everyone else's life easier.
100%.
That's why they're there. The role of coordinating, you're like, you know, you're in the midfield, you know, and making sure that you're pulling the strings, you know, you're calling the plays, you know what I mean? Like you can spot what's going on and danger, you know, all the opportunities, all of that, you can foresee that, and you have plan A, B, and C, and you make everyone else's job easier. So like Aj said, then that way I can focus on being an MC, the DJ can focus on being a DJ, and you're just there making sure that, you know, and you're pulling the strings and you know, everything else, and no one needs to come to me, or even if people come to me, I can point them at the right direction. And that's key.
Man. Very, very key. I think that the DJ connection is one we need as well.
The DJ
connection, yeah.
DJ.
See, it's interesting because, like, for me, I'm sure the same thing with you guys. I get along with anyone, so I can come in and I can. It doesn't matter. I don't need to know you. I can get along with you. But yeah, if the music isn't banging, whether we get along, we don't get along.
It's not.
It doesn't matter. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, just you know, as advice, just make sure you
got the right
do
DJ.
your homework, man.
And sometimes, look, I would say this right about, you know, let's address the elephant in the room. Sometimes if it's too good to be true, in terms of the offer that you're getting, then sometimes it's too good to be true. Okay. And I'm talking about prices or even like everything that you're getting. Like when someone's trying to sell themselves, if it's too good to be true, like, then, you know what I mean? Because a lot of the times, like you said, let's address the elephant in the room. Sometimes to get these elite videographers, photographers, DJ, it's not going to be cheap. Not cheap, yeah. But in the same way, you know you getting what you're paying for. Like you know, like I've paid for this, like this is what I'm gonna get. Because like sometimes, like, you know, that I'll talk to anyone. I'll go, listen, I never see anyone else as a competitor. I see everyone else as partners in this business. Because like, for example, like I'm doing my wedding planning business or whatnot. I need my colleague here in camera because I might need I have a wedding and they're looking for a videographer. I'm gonna say, look, I know, boom, I'll pass you on. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So like, sometimes a very good DJ, a very good DJ is key, because after it's all said and done, me as an MC, my friend, it's not over to you. It's not over to you. Like, you can't be asking me, like, bro, what do you think now? Do you think I should drop this tune? Me, I'll be like, bro, you're the MC, bro. What? If I'm not telling you, play last, you see. It's different if you're like non-Congolese or like you're non-French or whatever, and we're at a French gig.
Songs,
I don't mind, because you wouldn't know, innit? Even though you've done your research, but because we're always by the DJ, I might say like, bro, this tune is the one. But that's like the French side of things. But you should have done your homework anyway. But other than that, you have no business asking me if you should play this tune or not, because my guy, I'm not the DJ. I'm not the DJ. You are the DJ. You should know whether you should play last or you should play, what's the other one that we had? Last and Booga. But you know you can't go wrong with Booga though. Like, Booga is the auntie's favorite. Like,
aunties love that,
you know, you can't go wrong. But yeah, it's key. Look, I think the message, like, all three of us are trying to convey here is that it is really important to pick the right people for the job, and an MC plays an important part to your night. So does the DJ, so does all the other vendors. And if your budget allows and you can have different professionals doing the job for these various things, then so be it. What we're not saying, what we're here not saying is that, don't get, no. But by all means, if you want to go there and you think your cousin is the funniest man on earth and he can do the job, by all means, let your cousin do it. But
and as well, I mean, getting a friend to do it can, if everything runs as it should do, it's possible. It can work.
So, but what we're just saying is that from experience, like me, for example, like, you know, I know for a fact that not just because I'm an MC or whatever, I would want an MC. I didn't have one. I would want an MC at my wedding. I would want. I had a very good DJ, so that saved the day. I had a very good DJ. Shout out DJ Era. Shout out DJ Era. So I had a very good DJ. To this day, people still talk about him. So
good DJ.
But yeah, I'll have a very good. I'll even have a coordinator as well. Like, to someone, just because me on the day, I just want to show up. Like, because I care. When I realize whenever I do events, I always care about, did you have a good time, bro? Did you have? And I go home thinking, I actually didn't enjoy myself. I was too worried about David and Midday having a good time. I'm there running to the shop buying them. What are you drinking, bro? So that I didn't have a good time. So now, like, when I think about it, have the professionals do it for your own peace of mind, because everyone's busy. You're at work and this and that. Your planner will have a budget tracker for you, this and that. They will make sure that they're doing things behind the scenes that you don't have to worry about. You know, so if your budget allows, if you're very well organized with your money, allocate, find out already, start doing research, how much it will cost for an MC, how much it will cost for this, that, and the other, and start including them in your budget so that when you're, the closer you get there, it's very easy. And then a lot of people now as well have different payment plans that allows you to
spread the cost.
To spread the cost.
Yeah.
Like, no one's expecting you to pay them the full amount straight away. So some people we understand time's hard. So they might say to you, pay 25%, 40% deposit, and the rest is this and that. There's just have a conversation. is there for you.
Wonderful. That was a couple of gems there from Randy. But David, if you could give one bit of advice to couples considering the MC, what would it be?
Okay, we're considering an MC, yeah.
Or weddings in general.
Okay, I'd say start with MC. I would say, first of all, like Randy said, do your research. Everyone now is on social media, and I say this to MCs as well, especially it's something a lot of MCs that are trying to come into the game as well, and you're welcome and come. You have stuff on your Instagram or your TikTok, wherever you are. Make sure you have things that your client can be confident in you. Yes, word of mouth is very, very powerful, and some people would have seen you at a wedding, but for the actual client, should I say, do your research. If you haven't seen someone at a wedding, just do your research. Go on their Instagram, ask around, see if people know them. Maybe ask your DJ and stuff like that. If it's someone who's fairly new, I wouldn't say also write them off. Once upon a time, we was all new.
Yeah, we was all new, man.
So, and at that time, we were good too. So, if we were written off, then we would never be where we are.
Yeah.
So, I'd say, just make sure you do your research. That's number one. Number two, make sure that before your wedding day, and I'm sure everybody else must do this, but before your wedding day, please have some form of communication with your MC to make sure that the day is planned well. And that you're happy with the day, and let them know what you need from the day. I'd also say I feel as though sometimes understand. Let me put it this way: understand that if you're looking for a good DJ, like a lot of people, I don't know about you guys here, but when I have a lot of client calls, like sales calls, and I always ask, so roughly how much did you budget for an MC? The normal answer I get is thank you very much. Thank you. That is the number. I don't know where it comes from.
Yeah.
But that is the number. Did you get that as well? Do
you know? I really asked that question. Yeah,
fine.
Yeah.
I asked that question, and it's 500. Yeah. That's not anymore.
Yeah, those are gone.
Long gone. Maybe if someone's in their first year of being an MC, then maybe. But if you've called someone and you said, you are such a fantastic MC, I loved you, I saw you here, understand that what you're thinking is not there anymore. Like that 500 is not there anymore. So I'd say if you can put a bit more of a budget towards it, it'll be good. And I say also from the MC side, it's also down to us to know that when they're putting down more, we need to really make sure we deliver, and I think we do. But yeah, I think if I was to give one piece of advice, I'd definitely say make sure that you do your research. And also, I know everyone wants to get kind of their money's worth out of an MC, but understand that there's a point where it's detrimental. So if you think, the MC will do everything, including coordinate, and he will do this and he will do that, understand that if your MC or he or she is doing all of these things, the actual thing you hired them for
is getting less attention.
And if that's okay with you, that's okay. And it might never be okay with an MC, actually, to be fair. But,
I think naturally we do it anyway, naturally, but I think
we do, but it'd be better. I've had times where, and this is probably not even a conversation for today, but where I've been helping with the food, but that's probably not a conversation for today in terms of whether an MC should or shouldn't, but we'll leave that for now. It's up to you, I'll let you guys. I've had times where I'm helping people to queue for food, and then I've been called by the bride to play a game, but I can't do both. I can't do both. So which one do you want me to do? You want to play a game and just let people just do what they want, or you want me to organize and make sure that it's not like a marketplace? I can't do both.
Yeah, facts.
So I'll definitely say do your research and just ask your MC like what is it that you think you're gonna bring? What is it that you're gonna do? What is your remit? Understand their remit of what they think they're best at doing, and make sure you have other people in place to do the other things.
Do you know what? Just quickly, do you know what? Sick gems there.
Thanks, bro.
I just wanted to touch on. I feel like everyone else has this problem as well, and I think if you're new into the industry, undercutting yourself in the name of having being busy or getting bookings isn't necessarily the answer. Because, like for example, if like for example you mentioned the 500 price, you know, if you got to be careful that if you're accepting everything at that price, that becomes your price eventually, and then sometimes that is not necessarily a key to saying, oh, I heard that everybody else is now charging £900 to £1,000 because I'm 500. Everybody's gonna come to me. Sometimes you might be doing yourself a disservice being that at that price, thinking you're gonna be booked and busy. So sometimes people are transparent nowadays to let you know, to have a conversation about pricing and stuff like that. Find out what is the typical industry standard. Do you know what I'm saying? And then you might find out that it's probably 800 or 750. And if you're starting fresh, then I would say instead of you saying 500 so everyone can book me, like try to be within a reasonable industry standard so that, you know, it makes sense. Because sometimes what happens is that, you know, you have all these people from, I'm sure even if I speak to a videographer, they'll tell you, like, the industry standard might be like, I'm just saying, I don't know. The industry might be, say, like $2,000, for like the basic package for videography or something. And you have one guy that's now coming and telling people he can do it for £800. Like, so couples are now thinking, but what people don't realize is that what all you're doing is that you're now saying, if you want the elite, then you're paying $2,000. But if you want me, who I'm not elite, then pay me £800. So sometimes pricing yourself at a cheaper price isn't necessarily a key to getting a lot of booking. Sometimes you might be doing yourself a disservice. So have conversation with the OGs, find out what is the industry standard. And for me, I would always say, like, if anyone's starting out as well, like, bro, just speak to people. Like, speak to people. People are open to find out. And also couples as well. Try to speak to different people to kind of get an image of what you want for yourself, you know. But obviously some couples, obviously they know, they have their vendors already written down. They've seen them at different weddings. They already know that me, when I get married, it's midday, the MC, perhaps he's doing my videography, there's nobody else. And on that note, with this day and age, the way everything is going on, God being good to all of us, once you know you have your budget, you have your venue, try and get these vendors early, because like David said, these elite guys, they're not going to be available all year round. Especially during peak season. If you're having your wedding during peak season, don't expect like your favorite MC to just be available, just sitting there waiting for you.
Advance,
so as soon as you know that you have your date, you have your venue, and the deposit money is there, start contacting them, secure them, because that's how a lot of people end up without their favorite vendors, because they leave it so late thinking, nah man, it's January, my wedding is in 2024, like there's no way perhaps it's, but he's just, no one's contact. He's now getting booked for 2025. So you stay there. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So so in a nutshell, when it comes to budgeting, what I'm trying to say, like, we need to find space to actually discuss where everyone got this 500 price from, though. Like, I actually need to. I
don't know if you have
another day.
Just to be more specific with what Randy said as well, I say to couples, a minimum of 1 year in advance.
Yeah.
Like, if you have an MC that you think you love, minimum of 1 year in advance. If you're contacting that MC closer to like 11 months, I understand you're late. And it could be gone. If you're not sure on your MC, you even need to be going from earlier. You know, so in terms just to kind of give people a number. Sometimes things don't work out that way. Maybe you're not even sure if you want MC. You know, all these things happen. But if you are sure, I would say, what do you say?
12 months. I agree with that.
Yeah. 12 months. Like, even just have a conversation to kind of. Just because they told you they were available 12 months ago doesn't mean they're still available. So obviously, like I said, just have a conversation. If you can, just make a deposit. And that way it's out. So what a lot of people don't realize is that, like, in 20, time flies. Time just flies. Time doesn't wait for no man. Like me, the amount of times where like these 2023 bookings felt like it was time ago, and then now all of a sudden we're here now. It's like, do you know what I mean? Like, they were like, they felt like, 2023. Like,
some people have been booking like
do you know what I
16
mean?
months in advance, year and a half now.
Yeah, bro, I was scared. I think when my
2024
first 2024 booking request came, it was like mid 2022. I was like, bro, I don't even know if I'm gonna be in this country. Like, my visa might expire. Like, what do you mean 2024? Like, do you know what I mean? But it's like that. Those are people that are serious though.
Yeah,
those are people that know what they want. They know
yeah.
that, and I appreciate that. I think one of the things that I have to say is just thanks to everybody that really put their trust in us to really just be there for their day. Like it's really special. Like, I don't take it for granted, man. Somebody asked me the other day, like, what is my favorite wedding that I've done? Do I go home thinking, that was the best wedding I ever done? And I was like, my answer to him was like, not really. I don't really think about it that way, because I take each wedding as it comes. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, like, you have weddings that are like obviously super grand and whatnot, but once that's done, I'm thinking about the next one. I don't really sit there, and so I'm really, really grateful to be in this position where like even getting 5 bookings, 10 bookings is grand, because like these are people saying, bro, we trust you
for
and
one day.
we want you to make sure that you cater for our people. They're gonna come from all over the world, and we leave them in your hands, and you take care of them until we come in. And when we come in, we also want to see you do your thing. So it's like, bro, you got to be grateful, man.
Yeah, no, it's humbling still.
Yeah.
Where can the people find you guys online?
Cool. So me, I'm mostly on Instagram. So Instagram is d.agye, so AGYE. You'll find me there. It is that. That is right. I was gonna say underscore, but it's not underscore. It's d.agye. Go, bro.
Yeah. You can find me on 2 platforms. So our wedding page is R Weddings, so R Weddings UK, and then myself is D Bilingual MC. So everyone can spell bilingual. So all in one word, D Bilingual MC, and our business page is R Weddings UK. That's where we're both. That's where I'll be on both platforms, just showcasing what we do. But
Thank you very much, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having us. It's been beautiful. It's been beautiful.
It's been a good one still.
It's been a long time, man. Sat down on the other end of the line. It's good. I was looking forward to it still.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear. It's been another episode of the Vendors Table. Join us next time. We'll be back for more.
Peace. Ching.